Hi, everyone. Today we're here. We want to introduce you to the Lit Journey. What
The
is the Lit
journey is our framework that we came up with or that we developed over time with 6 stages that everyone building or growing or developing a location independent therapist business will go through. And we actually started developing it because we noticed how many questions colleagues had, whether that's inside the community or in our free events, and how so many of the questions are super specific around legal questions or like tech questions or specific systems, or especially marketing questions as well. And then when we would ask them, well, what is your niche? What is your ideal client? Who is your ideal client? Or what's your 5 year business vision? We would often notice that they didn't really know. And it's so important to start with some of these really foundations of the business. So we created this journey that guides you through the different stages. And over time, you will go through them again in many different ways. But this is like a recommended kind of first way of looking at your business.
Yeah. We kind of just kept repeating ourselves, right? Like, what's your 5-year business vision? Have you thought about like improving your business mindset? Who is your ideal client? Like as
That's
you
a
said,
sustainable way for you because it's great that you have all these ideas and that you love to do all these different things, but can you maintain that pace over time? What are your plans for the next 5 or 10 years? How does that speak to your ideal client? How might it be confusing for your ideal client if you have 5 different offers on your website? How do you juggle it when you work internationally or with multiple languages, like all these things? There's so many moving pieces when you do this type of work. We are pioneers in many ways, and it's complicated, but it's also fun and great and possible in a very much sustainable, healthy way.
yeah. One thing I love about the Lit Journey too is just how much it organizes the things, right? If you can look at the framework and I think it helps it feel less overwhelming. And I know that's one reason we created it as well, was that we just had so much content that we've created over the years that we've had the Lit community, that this is also a way for us to organize it. And it gets pretty specific. If you join us in the Lit community, you can dive into the specifics. We also have the framework listed on our website, where you can also jump into some different blog posts we have related to each of the stages.
So,
So
what are the 6 stages? Let's quickly name them just in case someone is watching who hasn't looked at anything else yet. The first
yeah,
one is the business mindset, business vision, money mindset, like that whole business mindset piece.
yeah. We've got the core of your offer. What services are you offering? Who is your ideal client? What is your niche?
We then go to one of my personal favorites, the systems and processes in the back end of the lit community. I'm the one who's always in charge of improving systems, and I love making systems work well together. And we want to be focusing on the front end of our work, right? The actual delivery, the actual making the money, but also the content that we love. But for that, we need systems and processes that work for our type of business and that support us in how we're doing it. And then we have
And then
the
we can jump into the part that a lot of people do like, some people don't, marketing, attracting your ideal client. Once you know your ideal client, then you can finally get into speaking to them and how do you attract them to your business.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of marketing, but I love it when it works in a way that feels authentic and is actually not just trying to sell something. And it is definitely possible to do that in a good way. And then the next stage is the whole international aspect of it. Many of our colleagues are working internationally, are taking their business on the road. I've been a digital nomad for over 10 years. It's fun, it's complicated. There's a lot of things to find out while you do it. So that's a big part of the lit journey as well.
Yeah. And then the last one, not everyone will get to this, but you might, diversifying and scaling your business, moving beyond one-on-one work. Maybe you decide to create a community, open a group practice.
Or an
Online.
online course. I'm right now in the final stages of creating an online course, and it's fun, but it's also a lot of work. But it gives you options to do something else. And that's what I love most about my business is that I have the work that I love, the one-on-one, but I also have all these other things that allow me to make money in different ways and to take more time off. It's a lot easier when you keep making money, even though you're on holidays. So but that is maybe not the first step to look into when you're just getting started, but it is an important step if you want to look at your big picture, 5-year vision. Where do you want to go? What is your plan for the future? And all of that and much more we have inside the community. Each month we pick a theme that focuses on one of the stages or one of the sub points inside a stage. And we focus on that topic with events and highlighting content that we already have. We have so much in there to help you work through these stages.
Yeah, absolutely. And alongside of that, we do inside the lit journey, there is a piece about the client journey. And so within the community, we're always talking about that as well, right? The clinical piece of things. I love that you kind of touch on all the different pieces there inside of the community and inside of the lit journey. So a great thing about the lit journey is you can jump in wherever you're at. Again, we recommend starting with the business mindset, the ideal client, business vision side of things. If you don't, and you're in the lit community, we'll just keep reminding you, go back to that. But maybe you do that, and then it's okay, time to take my office on the road. And so then you're also jumping into that piece of things.
And then we have 2 events inside the community that I'm going to highlight here just as our favorite events. I know Melissa's favorite event is the quarterly reflection and planning event that is so good for going back to like the goals you had set, looking at your data, looking at how the quarter went, setting goals for the future, having colleagues that keep you accountable, that hold you accountable for that. My favorite event are the international supervision groups for the clinical side of things, talking through client cases with colleagues from different countries, from different modalities, and just having that amazing expertise in wherever I am while I'm traveling and working with international clients. And yeah, we have so much from the business topics to that clinical side. But take a look at the lit stages first. And if you want more, come join us inside the community.
And always reach out if you have questions. Thanks.